Mike Moore Media.
It's another positive podcast with positive people, and today I'm talking to Abbey Carter, the Boardwalk Baker. Hey, Abbey, how you doing?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing just great. Well, thanks to you, we're all doing great with your wonderful New York cheesecakes and all of the ways you fix those. So we want to find out a lot of things from you today. And I know you are born and raised here in Rockingham County. You've done a couple of other things. You're back in Reidsville now. Tell us, just bring us up to date. How did you get to where you are today, Abbey?
Yeah, so it's been kind of a long journey, lots of twists and turns over the past, really about 6 years. I started back in this industry in 2016 when I worked for a local bakery. Then we owned a bakery in 2017, and we had that from 2017 to 2019. And so really, really loved that. It was just an awesome way to, also get to know the community, but really dive more into doing what I love to do. And then, I decided, well, I think I've taught myself as much as I can possibly teach myself. So I moved away and went to culinary school, and did that for a couple of years and got my degree. And now, when I came out of culinary school, we were still kind of in this unknown realm of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was hard to find jobs and have a steady income. So I decided, I moved back to Reidsville. I had tried a few other things in between that time, but then at the end I was like, I'm just going to move back home. And I was like, I already have clients there that love me. They begged me to come back. So I was like, yeah, let's just move back home. Worked a couple local places here. I taught for a little bit, did that, and now we have the food truck. So it turned from an idea to a reality really quick, but I'm very, very excited for where it's going. So yeah, that's just a little synopsis. There's so many more details, but that's just a brief overview.
Well, it's exciting when I hear you talk about your culinary school and what you're doing today. You've really grown your business from your blog to where it is today. But let's find out, where did you get the name, the Boardwalk Baker?
Yeah, so back when we had Aspen and we decided, we're going to sell it in 2019, I'm going to go to culinary school. Well, everybody, for 2 years, I was that constant in a lot of people's lives. You could show up and see my face behind the counter and get your cup of coffee and a muffin and, go about your day. And lots of people would come in and, you could just tell that there was wear and tear on their life, and they were sad or they were happy or they got a promotion or they lost a loved one. So you really got to form a lot of meaningful connections with people. And when I decided to sell, they were like, oh my gosh, how are we going to keep up with you? And so I was like, let's start a blog. I was like, that's a good way to keep up with me. So I started the blog, The Boardwalk Baker, and I ran that all through culinary school. And you can actually visit theboardwalkbaker.com and see all of my posts of my ups and downs of culinary school journey. But yeah, so it started as a blog, and here we are today with a business.
I tell you, and you're having so much fun. I appreciate your passion and just what you're doing. Now, tell us about the Boardwalk Baker and your food truck, and what you're doing. And you're always on the go, and you've got another stop close by here in Rockingham County tomorrow. So, just kind of give us an idea of where you're going to be.
Yeah, so it's crazy these days, I tell you, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It is so much fun. I get to meet so many wonderful people like yourself, and so we're always on the go. I stay in Rockingham County a lot. Like you said, tomorrow I'll be at Mitchell's Drug over in Eden from 12 to 2. That's on Tuesday, August 30th. So I'll be there from 12 to 2. I'll be in Danville later this week, Collinsville, Virginia this weekend. It's just always staying on the go, really, but keeps me on my toes.
It really does, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm on your Facebook page, Abbey, and I'm looking at all the different flavors. I'm just delighted when I see the names. The names inspired by beachy things. Like,
Yes.
I kind of like the looks of this magic attic. That looks delicious. Banana pudding on
That
top.
is one of our really popular ones, and it's actually going to be staying on the menu. It's so popular.
Okay.
But yeah, but all of the names actually come from Myrtle Beach because that's where I went to school. I went to the International Culinary Institute of Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent a few years down there, and I was like, what better way to name these than by places? Most of them are old like clubs or bars or restaurants or things like that in Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what better way to name these?
Yeah, I kind of like the what's involved there. That Mother Fletcher's too. That looks pretty good. Yeah,
That's my personal favorite.
Oh, is it really? Oh, good. I was going to ask you that. So there you go. Now we know your personal favorite, Mother Fletcher's. Well, let's just take that one as an example. Now that's on the summer menu. Now, will it be continuing after tomorrow?
Yes.
It will be. Okay.
Yes. Mother Fletcher's, the Beach Wagon, and the Magic Attic are all staying. And then we're taking the others and rotating them out into some fall flavors.
Okay. All right. And we won't give all of those away because we want people to go to your Facebook page and see what the fall flavors will be for the new menu. Okay.
Yes.
But since that is your favorite, tell us what's on the Mother Fletcher's cheesecake.
So it's got an Oreo crumble on the bottom, and it's your original New York style cheesecake. Because a lot of people, I get the question, why do you just have original New York style cheesecake? Well, I think it's important to keep that original flavor because if you can't start with something really good, then why add stuff to it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you should keep that original flavor. So it's just the New York style cheesecake, and then we add chocolate sauce, peanut butter sauce, some chopped Reese cups. We do some more chocolate sauce and peanut butter sauce, some whipped cream, some Reese Pieces, and then we top it off with little mini Reese cups.
Oh my goodness! I haven't had breakfast yet. That sounds like something good for breakfast almost.
I know, right?
Oh, wow!
I know. I could eat one definitely.
Oh, that's a good one. And because your menu. Now, when you have the fall menu, you have like 6 or 7 flavors? Is that about pretty standard?
Yeah, usually it ranges anywhere from 5 to 7 flavors, just depending on how things are going. Sometimes we'll take a flavor, put it on the menu. If it's not really going well, then we'll just take it off or switch it out for another one. But it's always fun to design the menu and to come up with new things and do that.
Mm-hmm, sure. Let's go back to the original New York style cheesecake. As we all know, there are lots of cheesecakes out there. I had one at a restaurant recently in the last week or so. I was a little disappointed in that cheesecake. It was not New York style cheesecake. So, there are all kinds of variations of things out there. But we know that one's good, and that's a good way to start, as you said.
Yes, absolutely. So our cheesecake is homemade. There's 2 of us that bake. I've had a girl that works with me, Kelsey. You've probably seen her at the window sometime if you visited, but she's worked with me for a while. Actually, she worked with me in Aspen, so that's been, 6 years ago at this point, or 5 years ago. And so she does the baking alongside myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're homemade. They've got that good, sour cream in there, all the good stuff that makes it a New York style cheesecake. So yeah.
Yeah, don't mess around with something that's good to start with. There, that's
right.
That's the quality and the consistency for sure. Yeah, and you've mentioned Aspen a couple of times because that was where you were there, and that was in that little strip center near Elizabeth's Pizza there in Wentworth. So that's where you were for a while. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we spent a couple years there, gained a really solid foundation, and then just spread my wings from there.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Well, I wanted to mention that again because a lot of people have kept up with you and know what you're doing now. But for those that remember you from there, whatever happened to her? Well, now we know you are the Boardwalk Baker.
Yes, that is me.
Yeah. Okay. Now, you're rolling out your new fall menu on September 1st. So that's this week. So when we catch you at some of the other places where you'll be in September, we'll have that new fall menu there, but you'll still have at Mitchell's Drug in Eden tomorrow, you'll still have the all of those wonderful summer flavors, won't you?
Yes, last chance to get them, and when they're out, they're out. They'll be revisiting us next year, but for the remainder of this year, they will be off the menu.
Yep. Okay. Very good. Well, now, if someone wants to get in touch with you, how do we do that? The best way to find you and to find out where you're going to be, because as I said earlier, you're just at so many different places all the time. I know you were just at a big event in Reidsville the other night, Rockingham County Governmental Center. Do you have some favorites? I know you go to many different places, but are you at one place in a particular time of the month or that kind of thing?
No, not really. There's no really set schedule to most things. It's just kind of, random. I visit a lot of the same places, but it's not necessarily, the first of the month or whatever like that.
Right.
But if you are looking to come visit me and you'd like to find out where I'm going to be, feel free to go on Facebook and search The Boardwalk Baker, or you can go to theboardwalkbaker.com and find my location schedule as well as my menu at either one of those places.
Okay, very good. Well, now give us again the idea you're going to be at an idea of where you're going to be. I know it's tomorrow, Tuesday, Mitchell's Drug, out on the Cook Block in Eden. That's 12 to 2. And some things coming up here locally, maybe in the next week that you can just share with us quickly. Yeah,
so Thursday, September 1st, I'll be at Valid Brewing, which is just over in Danville. I'll be there from 5:30 to 8. Saturday, I'll be at Lowe's Hardware in Reidsville from 12 to 2. Then I'll be at Scuffle Hill Brewery from 5 to 9, which is in Collinsville, Virginia. And then next week, I'll be back at the Governmental Center, I believe, on Tuesday from 1:30 to 3:30.
Wonderful. Okay. So we need to see Abbey, the Boardwalk Baker, at all of these locations and get a slice of that wonderful New York cheesecake. Just embellished just the way you do with all of your wonderful things. Thank you, Abbey. It's great to get acquainted, and I appreciate your time and giving us some good things here today on this podcast. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, and we'll see you soon.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks a lot. All right, bye.
Thanks, bye.
I wanted you to get acquainted with Abbey. So impressed with her entrepreneurial spirit, and as she travels out and about Rockingham County and outside of the county, actually. You just heard some other places, too. You can connect with her on Facebook at the Boardwalk Baker and her website, theboardwalkbaker.com. So check out her menu, her new fall menu starting day after tomorrow. No, wait a minute. That would be day after tomorrow would be the last day of August. So still got the summer flavors there. So Thursday, September 1st, the new fall menu rolls out at the Boardwalk Baker. So try to catch Abbey and enjoy her wonderful New York cheesecake and all of the different toppings.